I figured, go ahead and start clearing my throat, start coughing, all that fun stuff immediately. I spilled my water like 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes ago, maybe 2 minutes ago, right before going live. That was fun. But at least, no, I'm not even going to say anything because I'm not jinxing anything. But today, we're going through coping strategies. Downside here is I don't see everybody on chat. I have some of my chat up. Where's the other chat? Trying to pull up the Talks of Ticks. Okay, let me go to my profile. Let me see. I don't see, and I'm afraid I'm going to end up with like an echo doing this. So I don't know. There's a part of me that doesn't want to do this at the moment, but I have another idea. Is grabbing one of my other older phones and pulling you guys up that way. Because I have music playing. I'm just making a giant mess now. Nobody needs to know. Y'all need to know. I'm telling you. Just going to pull out one of my older phones so I can see if anybody says anything in the chat. It's kind of all I can do. I don't even know if this is fully charged because I didn't check that beforehand. But today we're going to be talking about mental health and coping strategies. I am trying to incorporate a few more, not just mental health related things, but I wanted to kind of add to my repertoire of going live because GBRLIFE is so much more than just technology and reviews. I have, of course, my latest review on Beacons AI is up. Last week I did, I want to say the Stream Deck, but I don't remember what I did the week before. Not necessarily going live, but just in general of my review vlogs. I was going to say blogs. My review vlogs. And then I also have, of course, some review blog posts and whatnot. But I have kind of everything. So that's why at the end of the day, it really depends on what someone is looking for. Because I have a ton. If that's what somebody's wanting to look at or do, got a ton. You can go see that. You can go see that right now. How about stop asking me to sign into literally everything? Downside of using old phones when you do things like this is that you have no idea of what it's going to be like wanting to, what is it called? Update or add or install or whatever. I'm not saying anything because I saw that I was live on the site. Like I can see that, but on the on the app, I don't see me being live, which would kind of make sense. In that it didn't come up. So that's a little weird. Oi. I wish you all would be able to tell me everything all in one place. So, that's the downside of using something like Streamlabs is you're kind of hoping that everything is going to come up the way that you want it to come up. And sometimes you won't know until you go live. Yeah, you literally get to that point. So I don't even know. I don't even remember if I told me to go. Well, I know I did actually. I said to go live in all of it. But actually, so you can see what I'm saying. You can see this is my TikTok. So you can always follow me here, right here on TikTok. Oh, I see me there live. But see, I can't see you. That's the problem. If I can't see, the actual live video, then I won't be able to see. I don't need to see the live video. I just need to make sure that I can see what you have said. That is all. That's all I want to be able to do. So if you're talking to me off of that's one location, I want to be able to talk right back to you before we get into our mental health stuff. So what I'm going to do is actually click on the live. I don't know if it'll bring it to me. I don't know. All right. Sorry, guys. I can't see you. If you're talking to me on the Talks of Ticks, I can't see you if you said anything, which is super sad. I'm so sorry. Because before, I have done it, and then there's a, actually, you know what? I'm going to do it and see if there is a mute. Oh, there is. Oh, good. Yay. Okay, so I don't think you can hear me, as in double. If you hear me doubled, let me know. If anybody hears me doubled, if you hear an echo, let me know. I don't see anybody saying anything about an echo. That's so exciting. Okay, so let's talk mental health. Coping strategies. I'm so excited right now that I'm like, is this too good to be true? Before I even get started. That's why I'm waiting, because I'm just like, what is about to happen? What is about to happen? But I guess it's okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, thank you, Liquid Cow. Who's my favorite? I don't have favorites, guys, but if I had a favorite, it wouldn't be, but maybe it would be Liquid Cow. But you could be my favorite. You could be Mr. Chatterbox or Mrs. Chatterbox. Okay, but let's get started in these mental health coping strategies. So first and foremost, hello, everyone. Welcome back to GBRLIFE live stream. I am Caitlin, and today we are tackling a topic that's crucial for all of us: mental health coping strategies. Imagine this. You're at the end of a long day. I'm feeling that way right now. And everything feels like it's piling up. And the stress is creeping in from every single direction. We've all been there, right? It's those moments when effective coping strategies can make a world of difference. We don't have to all learn later on in life. Maybe we can learn some of these things now, today, right now, in this exact moment. So today we're going to explore some practical and easy to implement techniques to help you manage stress and maintain your mental well-being. But before we dive in, make sure to hit any likes or sharing of the stream with any friends who may benefit. And don't forget to subscribe or follow or do all that fun stuff for more insightful content. So now let's get back to those coping strategies. I did mention that it can get overwhelming. That's really all that's saying. But first, mindfulness and meditation. You're overwhelmed by a deadline at work. Try this. Take a moment, close your eyes, and focus on your breathing. Not really, you don't have to do it right now. But if you fill your air with lungs and then slowly exhale, it can actually help you calm your mind and reduce stress instantly. There is a reason why people say to do this. So let's break this down further. Mindfulness is all about being present in the moment. It can be as simple as paying attention to your breath, noticing the sensations that you're feeling, listening to sounds around you. But meditation, on the other hand, it involves focusing your mind on a particular object or thought, or actively trying to mentally clear your mental state. So if you were to do this for about 5 minutes a day, and there's plenty of apps online like Calm, Headspace, Insight, but if you do this for 5 minutes a day, it would greatly impact where you kind of continue on from that point on. Next up, physical activity. Have you ever noticed how quick, if you take a walk, it can kind of clear your head, or you're working out in it and it just immediately makes it better? It's because you're releasing endorphins. Now, that doesn't mean I'm like, hey, everybody should just go work out. I mean, of course, it's going to be dependent on what you can or can't do. And I hate working out too. So don't get me wrong. This is not my favorite thing. But I do think that if you're feeling overwhelmed, or you're getting to a place that you really need just something to help you feel a little more grounded, sometimes physical activity can help. And it doesn't just mean hitting the gym. It can actually mean just getting your body moving. It could be dancing, or gardening, or playing a sport. It's anything that you can think of that would actually help you enjoy that 5 minutes or 2 minutes or hour that you get to spend to really just kind of relax and enjoy, so that it doesn't actually feel like a chore. This shouldn't feel like a chore. That's kind of the point. And you know what? Before I get into the healthy eating, it could be also, not an hour, but it could literally be 10 minutes. But another thing that some people may consider is actually yoga. And sometimes, because it's just a lot of stretching and stuff, but stretching even can also help, which I love. Stretching, I think, is a wonderful thing. Anyways. So speaking of motivation, up next we have India. Before I get into those healthy eating habits, hi India. Hi. Oh, and hello Hippo in a fridge. I think that's what your name is. Hello you, and hello India, and hello Liquid Cow, and everybody who's on here. I see Jamie as well. Thank you for my roses. We are discussing mental health coping strategies. It's not the norm for GBRLIFE, but at the same time, it is kind of the norm because we have an entire section on that within GBRLIFE. I like to give people everything I possibly can give and help everybody learn and know as much as possible, especially with those types of topics. But I'm going to actually say, in addition to that, Indy, I'm so sorry I missed your live. If anybody is here and they are looking for an awesome accountant, make sure to go see India, the Locked Accountant. She goes lives on Wednesdays. She's amazing. You will learn a whole lot, especially if you have a business, but not just especially because she's an accountant. She knows what she's doing. The mic went on sale. Oh my goodness. So to everybody here too, this very microphone that I am using. Oh wait, which mic went on sale? The one I'm using, the MV7. Oh Lord. I can't remember if this is the MV7 or if it's the other one again. The one that is the USB one. Okay. So the Shure, I think it's M7B or the one that's the USB one to everybody. It is on sale. That is so exciting, India. I hope you got it. You can hear the difference because I'm not using the wireless mic because I'm now able to use TikTok with Streamlabs, and you can actually hear like the difference in what it actually does for you. I don't have to try to sound better with this microphone. So that was actually another one of the lives I did. So anybody, if you want to see that, you can just go to YouTube. It's there. It's in a lot of places, but I would suggest that anybody who's looking for a microphone, go for the Shure microphone. I'm so excited for you, India. Please tell me. Oh, you're going to order it on Friday. I just saw that. Sorry. I didn't fully read it because I was excited. I'm overly excited right now. And why am I overly excited? Because I met another Dominican today. I'm in an area that does not have as many of us. and I did meet another one, and so I'm very excited. So I'm just like, oh my God, there's more. We're here. Because I'm Dominican. That's why. So it's very exciting, but I miss like everything because I was too busy talking. But okay, so getting back to it, and so excited for you, India. You're gonna love this microphone. So healthy eating habits, MV7. Thank you. See, she's awesome because she said it. It's the MV7. She got the plus, which is actually the second gen. I was going to go into healthy eating habits, but this is more important. The MV7 plus is actually better. So you're going to get a better microphone, India, because that is Gen 2 or version 2. What they have done is they have made the MV7, I don't want to say better than the other one. That's $400 typically. So this one is typically $300. But the reason this one is better, the plus one is, oh my Lord. So anybody who wants the Shure microphones, go get them right now. But the extra one, the plus, is better because it can connect like an XLR and a USB. So they understood their assignment clearly. Sure did. Because now people can actually go and get this, pay less, and get some great sound quality while being able to connect this to the XLR as an XLR or as a USB microphone. So this is kind of huge to be able to do that and to get it. I'm happy with the USB only because deep down, I'm very unlikely to want to use a soundboard. But if that ever changes in the future, I could always add to my microphones versus wanting to fully replace it. That's actually something I have seen other creators doing when they're creating videos and they're recording, not necessarily going live, but they will have 2 or more microphones and they will have 2 or more cameras. And I think that's actually it's very smart because you can get more than one angle to when you do that. So you can record yourself, if you're doing the audio. So say one of your microphones go out, you still have the audio from the other side, which I was very lucky in that when I had issues with this microphone, it wasn't the microphone, it was the settings. A few lives ago, I had the wireless mic on, and so it was picking up the audio. Downside of that, of course, is the audio wasn't as good. And so I wasn't embarrassed to send out those videos, but at the same time, I'm sitting here talking about how great this mic is, and everyone's listening to the wireless mic at that time. So it isn't a bad idea to have more than one microphone just for situations like that. But I do feel like as long as you have your settings correct, you're not going to have an issue with this microphone. I have yet to have an issue with the microphone directly. Always user error, something that I did. Or we can actually say software error because technically Streamlabs, which, surprise, surprise, that's what we'll be talking about next week is Streamlabs and Restream. And there's one other one that I forgot the name of, but I'll say it again towards the end. So those mental health strategies or mental health coping strategies. One of the ones I don't like, it's healthy eating. Oh, I'll be looking for you, India, and I'll be tuning into yours, I promise. I won't miss it again because I felt bad. When I got home, I was like, oh my God, I missed our live. So if anybody wants to eat better for their mental health, it actually does help. I know I don't like it either. If you're somebody who doesn't necessarily like to eat fruits and vegetables, I personally am allergic to most fruits, and yes, I said what I said, that's not me just not liking fruits. I am actually allergic to most of them. But either way, I like pizza. I just had pizza tonight. I like a lot of different things. However, by actually focusing on the food that you're eating, it can make a difference with your mental health. Yeah, I know. Probably not what everybody wants to say or hear, but it's true. Eating balanced, nutritious foods can help maintain your energy levels and improve your mood. And there is actually a huge connection between diet and mental health. And foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids like salmon and walnuts can actually reduce the symptoms of depression. That does not mean it will go away, and does not mean that you should not go see your healthcare provider. You should absolutely do those things. It's just saying that it can help. But complex carbohydrates found in whole grains, not greens, can help boost serotonin levels, and it can improve your mood. So you'd have to do exactly what I never want to do, which is reduce sugar. I love candy. And caffeine. I love my coffee. To avoid mood swings. I have plenty of mood swings. You could ask my husband. He's going to say right now, honey, let's cut down on that sugar and caffeine. And I'm not going to, because I love coffee and candy. I said it. Oh, coffee and candy. It's some of the best stuff. But up next, since we don't focus on that, and I'll use other things, is connecting with others. Just like I did today, I met somebody who has not necessarily the same upbringing as me, but they are similar to me in the sense that they have the same background that I do. And that made a big difference for me, because it made me feel like somebody was just like me in an area that I don't find many people like me. And if you think about it, look how happy I am. Of course, I'm always happy on my lives, but I'm happier than maybe a little bit more than usual, because I was able to connect with somebody and really find some relief in some ways. And it could be more for emotional support, or for me, it was reducing the feelings of isolation, but it can actually increase your lifespan just to be around other people and liking the people that you're around. So this is going to matter who you're around, because if people are causing you stress, those are probably not the people to be around. But if you are chatting with people through even video chats and trying to maintain relationships with people that you really like to spend time with, or even joining a support group, it could be extremely beneficial, and it can really be very comforting, especially if you feel isolated. And one of the ways you can actually do that is, especially if you don't know where to find people, is to actually consider, I said actually 12 times, but consider volunteering and participating in community events to meet new people. So if you want to do those things, but if you don't, you can also come back to maybe some creative outlets. Because next up, those creative outlets, you can try painting, writing, playing music, cooking. I wrote that right there. But creative activities can be a great way to express your emotions and reduce your stress. Now, I'm sure most people would assume this, but it is actually proven that it can help you and reduce that stress. But it is your preference on how you want to be creative. Some people may immediately pull out that drawing board and they start making the most amazing art you've ever seen in your life, and you're in a corner writing down how much everybody's mean to you. But guess what? You're doing the same thing, because creativity allows you to channel your emotions into something tangible. And that's really the point of it. The point, it could be scrapbooking. It doesn't matter, because it's tangible and it's something that allows you to take everything in you and release it. It's therapeutic. And it doesn't even matter if you're a seasoned artist or you're a beginner. It's not about how well everything comes out. It's about how much of joy and passion that's coming out as you're doing it. It's giving you that sense of accomplishment. And also remember, the more you do something, the better you're going to get. So if you really love writing, you can start writing some poetry and making it better. Well, hey, Mimi, you know what? Jobs are great. If anybody wants to find a job, be sure to contact Mimi, who's literally on here right now. You're on TikTok, so that is a TikTok person. That being said, I am unfortunately and fortunately employed in a 9-to-5. Plus, I do this after hours, and I am a mother of 2 little ones. So I have more than enough jobs to handle. because I'm going to actually add to that and say, remember, GBR Life is a blog, a vlog, a podcast, and there's the clothing line Mama Koala. So you name it, it is happening. I have no time. No more jobs for me. But anyways, so using that creative outlet. Okay, let's see what's next. Oh, this one. Yeah. Not everyone's favorite, but it's true. Because here's the thing about this. Okay, it's setting boundaries. Here's the thing about setting boundaries. I'm not going to say to anybody on here that this immediately means that you are going to enjoy doing this, but it may be necessary in order for you to stop the issue in the beginning, the mud, whatever the saying is, but stop the issue. Oh, I think it's in its tracks. Either way, setting boundaries is actually crucial because you are learning to say no. This way you can stop being as overwhelmed. It's basically about protecting your mental health with this one. So you can kind of add it to everything. And I struggle with this tremendously because it's difficult to decline invitations or requests that drain your energy. It's okay, but it is hard. It's not easy. But one of the ways that you can actually do this, and I think it's helped me out a lot, is trying to basically remind myself that not only is it okay, but prioritizing self-compassion. I would understand if somebody else couldn't make it to something and they truly were unavailable or they just needed a moment. I wouldn't be upset. But why would I be upset with myself when I really truly need the time? That's kind of the point here. You need to be able to not just, I'm speaking to myself truly when I'm saying this, but anybody really needs to be able to say, hey, I can't right now. And sometimes that's enough. You don't have to give too much information about that. You can just say, I can't, or not right now, or I'm not available for that right now. I need some time to recharge. Why saying it like that is because it's clear, but it doesn't give too much information that you're not necessarily willing to give. But it does set clear boundaries. It's not necessarily mean, but you gotta do that for mental health. Okay, now after boundaries, and after we're like, hey, it's okay for ourselves, let's also talk the one issue that I'm not going to name names, but if I happen to be married to this person, they struggle with this one. I am airing out your stuff, husband dear, and that is regular sleep routine. Yeah. I struggle with this too, but here's my thing. I can actively fall asleep immediately. I think it's because I do all the things that I do on a daily basis and my body is literally like, you should have been asleep 3 hours ago. But I have never really struggled to fall asleep. But that being said, that doesn't necessarily mean I get a good night's sleep all the time. And you know what? At good night's sleep versus a night of tossing and turning is important because quality sleep is crucial for mental and physical health. Sleep almost always affects every aspect of our well-being. Poor sleep can lead to increased stress, anxiety, and difficulty concentrating. It establishes a regular but if you establish a regular sleep routine, it can help regulate your body's internal clock and eventually improve your overall health. So in this case, you're going to want to aim for 7 to 9 hours of sleep. And whichever you feel the most well rested, try and stick with that. But if you feel like you're not happy or you're feeling sad, try just getting maybe an extra 30 minutes, hour of sleep. If you happen to be like somebody that I know and you also have 2 little children who are like, Daddy, I'm scared. Get as much sleep as you can. Nobody blames you for anything else. And I will not cook you dinner, but I will buy it for you because I'm not a great cook. And I'm not a bad cook either, but I also don't like cooking. So we can say that the physical activity for me is not going, like I was talking about earlier, is not going to be cooking. It would be the creation of anything other than cooking. But I would do that for my husband. I would buy him food because that way he can relax, and get some more sleep that he doesn't always get, because the children typically like to wake him up in the middle of the night to let him know that there's monsters under their beds and he has to go put them back to sleep. They also know that if they come to me, I'm going to be like, okay, puts them back to sleep and then goes right back to bed. So it's not like I don't get rid of the monsters, but, and speaking of that, I do kind of talk about some of those other subjects in a video I just released today, GBRLIFE Insights. Oh, am I plugging myself again? Yes, I am. Anyways, but to help everybody with this one, just make sure that you're winding down by creating a routine with like reading or listening to calm music, avoiding screens at least an hour before bed. Who's going to do that? You should try to do that if you have this problem. Now, when I lived alone, though, before getting married and having kids, the good old days, don't worry, I do love my family tremendously. But there is a big difference with the way my life was to the way that it is now. It's something that I did was so much better, as I actually didn't have any TV in my bedroom. And I didn't go into the room with my phone or anything either. I put a book at the nightstand. So when it was time to wind down, I had a choice to sleep or to read, but a physical book, not the Kindle that would put a screen right back in my face. I didn't want to do that because then I'd rather just go get my phone. So it helped. I mean, I didn't have any issues with sleeping, but I was kind of just doing that because I was not wanting to go buy another TV, because I had my main TV in the living room and I had no TV in there, and I was just like, oh, I don't need to buy another TV. So it was actually because of money. But it benefited me. Now, I'm not telling you to take your TV out of your bedroom, because I think that's actually kind of insane, because, especially if you're a parent, you need somewhere to hide. And sometimes you got to find that TV. I mean, where else are you going to binge watch a show until 3:00 in the morning and not get any sleep? But that's the point here. We're supposed to be getting some sleep. Okay? Get some sleep, guys. But it is about actually having a consistent sleep routine. So if you do that one time, it's not going to be the end of the world. It's about that consistency. So if you find the consistency, you should be fine. But yeah, okay. So we've spent enough time on that. Now, this one I love doing. I think it's so, once I started doing it and I realized how beneficial it was, I love doing this. And that's practicing gratitude. So have you ever noticed that focusing on positives can shift your mood? I mean, laughter does that too, in case you're thinking exactly what I'm thinking, which is I could just laugh for that or watch something funny. But actually, gratitude practices can help you appreciate the good in your life and reduce stress. And as somebody who does this, yeah, it actually really does help to enhance your mood, because what it does is it shifts your focus from what is wrong to what is right. And sometimes, so as somebody who suffers from anxiety like myself, it can also make me realize that the thing I'm being more anxious about, it's almost like it tells my brain, I don't know if anything I'm about to say is scientifically proven, but for me, it's like it tells my brain, well, you're making a bigger deal out of this because that's reality. Or it's not so bad because this is the case. So it really does help me in that sense. And one of the things that I have tried doing, it doesn't always help. Sometimes I just say it out loud, but a lot of people love doing this, is actually having a gratitude journal. And daily you can write down, 3 to 5 things that you're really thankful for just for that day, because it just puts you in that mindset to begin with, like being really happy and thankful immediately in the beginning of the day or in the afternoon, whenever you have your lows for the day. Because, I mean, we all go through highs and lows for the day. So the last one is seeking professional help. it's okay to seek help if you need help. Talking to a professional can provide you with the support and the tools that can navigate difficult times. Therapists, counselors, and psychologists are trained to help you understand and manage the mental health challenges. And therapy can provide a safe space to explore your thoughts, your feelings, and develop effective coping strategies. Not just some random girl on the internet going like, hey, you should do these coping strategies. They're awesome. Who would do that? But seriously, don't hesitate to reach out to mental health professionals if you're struggling. And nowadays, there's a lot more places that you can get virtual sessions, making it 1,000 times easier to access any type of help from the comfort of your home. Now, since you know all of these things, I would also love to hear your strategies. If you guys have anything that you do that really helps you, let me know. I would love to hear. If you want to drop in the chat right now, sounds great. If you want to drop it in the YouTube video, if you're watching this at that point or later that you want to go and find this, because remember, GBRLIFE is all on YouTube and pretty much across the board. You can always drop it there, but I would absolutely love to hear what other people are doing, your tips, your experiences, because that's how we also help each other out by remembering that these are really great methods that helped, but these are just suggestions. That's what I'm trying to say. I know one question that some people like to ask when it comes to different strategies and stuff is how to stay consistent with things like this. And I will say that, because I don't have this on here, that consistency is an extreme challenge for people who want to be like a perfectionist. But the truth is, anything that I have said or any sort of coping strategy, and I'm sure if you were seeing a mental health professional, they would say the same thing. It's not really about being perfect or being perfectly consistent, but it's about the progress. So if you went from going to sleep every night at 3 a.m., but you're actively trying to go to sleep earlier and you've gone to sleep at midnight for a month straight, I mean, you have to actually pat yourself on the back and celebrate your effort of going to sleep earlier. Maybe you're not getting 7 to 9 hours a night, depending on what time you have to get up and, of course, the rest of the factors. But maybe you're getting up after having a good 6 hours, and that was better than your 3. So, celebrate your celebrate your big efforts, but any efforts that you're putting in, celebrate them. And then gradually continue to build and work on the habits and better your routine. And then you'll end up being as consistent as you're going to end up being. I mean, that's really what it boils down to. Sometimes I hear myself laughing, especially after being sick, and I'm like, I sound old. But I also was sick, and so my voice isn't completely back. So that's what I'm going to say. But when I'm completely back to normal and I'm still laughing the same, and I'm like, oh my God, I sound much older now. We're going to just pretend that I never had this. I never said any of that. But to recap everything that I said, for the coping strategies, they are, as you can see in front of you, mindfulness, staying grounded with mindfulness, because it's my notes say something a little different from the actual, and I'm like, what? But anyways, mindfulness, physical activity, eating healthy, connecting with others, creative outlets, setting boundaries, maintaining a regular sleep schedule, practicing gratitude, and seeking professional help if you feel like you need it, and you're at that point. And you should never feel bad about doing any one of the items on this list at all, actually. But also the other thing is, it might take a little while for you to actually also figure out what works, because you may be dealing with some, not necessarily anything major, but maybe some anxiety, maybe some mood swings, maybe some depression. Regardless of what it is that you're dealing with, if you start with mindfulness and it's not really working, and then you go into gratitude and it's not really working, maybe what you actually need is to connect with others. And once you do that, then it'll actually make a big difference in your life. So you just keep trying different coping strategies to see what actually benefits you. So consistency is important, but also just trying different things that you think might actually help. And if you found this to be, oh, I put a little thing there. Every step towards better mental health is worth it. It's true. But if you found this session helpful, please make sure to give me a thumbs up, a like, subscribe, a follow, whatever all the different things are. You never think about, until you go live, about all the different ways that we say the exact same thing. YouTube is like, hey, subscribe. TikTok and most other social media places are like, follow me, or like my stuff. But it's like the same thing over and over again, and yet you almost feel like, oh, you're not in the platform I'm using if you're not saying it like this. And it's just, you get to a point where you're just like, I don't know, do the thing that means that you like me or that you support, and then that you want to keep watching my stuff, like, or making sure that you want to see more content like this. But also remember, for me at least, GBR Life is also a website, so you can just go to GBRLIFE.com and you can see pretty much everything, or find me wherever you want. And that's one of the reasons why I try to be literally everywhere, is because depending on what I'm doing, if it's a podcast, if it's the vlogs, if it's the live streams, if it is the blog posts, I have it pretty much everywhere. But you can also just go to GBRLIFE.com and you can find it all in one place, and it can also send you to the places that you actually like. If you're more interested in mental health, I've got an entire section on that, so you can see a whole bunch of that. If you're interested in reviews, because I did just do a review on Beacons AI. I absolutely love that tool. And I'm my goodness, if you want a link in bio tool that's going to just blow all the other ones out of the water, please go to Beacons AI and go watch that video, because you're going to absolutely love it. I want to tell everybody about it. Oh, wait, I did with my video. But I also did my latest insights video as well. I have 2 of those out at the moment. And my podcast is going to be out very soon, GBR Life of Femme Fatale. So if you like true crime, please be sure to check out GBR Life. For that, it's going to be under GBR Life Transmissions, or just GBR Life Femme Fatales. I'm saying so much stuff all in one sitting, but I will say this, out of everything that I've said that I didn't say yet, is thank you. Thank every single one of you for joining my live today. And I'm so grateful for you guys even being here, hearing any of this stuff. I love talking to all of you every single week. And yeah, I mean, this is just an exciting thing that I get to do every Wednesday at 9:45 Central Standard Time. But you can also find me, like I said, on pretty much across social media, so you don't have to wait for it. If you're in the Eastern time zone, I'm an hour behind you, so that is 10:45. I am so sorry. You should be going to sleep. It is 10:28 right now, my time, so it is 11:28. So that means that you got to go to sleep. It's time, guys. Unless you are watching this at your jobs, in which case I am so sorry about that too. But if that makes you happy, you should be grateful. You see how I'm incorporating all this, and I'm doing it for you. Okay. My ridiculousness aside, next week we're going to be here same time, like I mentioned, 9:45 Central Standard, 10:45 Eastern. If you're Pacific, I don't actually know. I think it's 2 hours behind, so 9, 7, 6. Did I say that? 6, 7, 8. Wow. 8, 7, because that's easy math. So at like 7:45. But if it's 3 hours, I'm sorry. I don't know your time zone very well. It is my fault. But hopefully I'll see you here next week, where we're going to be discussing more on the review side, Streamlabs, and Streamlabs alternatives. So if you're watching this whole time, I was saying that's India. It's that time to actually discuss exactly what I am using, how I'm using it, why I use this, and how it can be awesome, but also horrible. I'm just kidding. It's actually awesome. I'm in love. I will never turn back. I refuse to do it any other way. It is these platforms to go live on everything all at once, or not at all, especially if you want to stream everywhere. Okay, so I will see you all next week. I already said all the time zone stuff. There's really nothing else to say. I do want you to see my last slide because I believe it says thank you. And you should see it. I said it, and you should see it in written word. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. That's not what it says, but that's what I'm saying. Okay. Have a good night, everybody. See you next week.